Hi, this is Yogini Ghorava, welcoming you all viewers, practitioners, disciples to the newly created official YouTube channel of Global Volunteer Practice Institute, GVPI. Hope you all are doing good and are healthy and safe. In the field of spirituality and Tantra Sadhana world, the moral, royal, and vindictive practices hold a special importance. Not any sadhana is ever done without these three frequencies. Today, we will tell you what is the difference between the moral and royal and the vindictive practices, and among these three practices, which one gives us the quick, short success in the Tantra Sadhana field or the practice mastery world, and why is it so? What is the actual reason behind it? Watch this entire video to know. Stay tuned from beginning to end. Don't miss a single part. Let's get started. So, watch. First of all, there are three sorts of sadhanas mainly. When one takes care of the cleanliness and purity, from the food he eats to his ethics, thoughts, deeds. Means when sattvikta or morality and purity is applied in everything, the godlike behavior is done with the sadhana and with oneself as well. Then it is considered as the sattvic sadhana or the moral practice. While on the other hand, when sadhanas are performed for the fulfillment of the desires, then they become royal. And in that case, the rules, laws and restrictions of the sadhanas are not performed with much strictness. And in the tamasic sadhanas or the vindictive practices, just our own desire is this much strong that we don't even think of the loss of the other person, just to fulfill our interest, and greed becomes our motive. So these three sorts of sadhanas are present in the Tantra Sadhana world primarily, inside which all other unlimited sorts of sadhanas of the universe are arranged and organized in classes or categories. And among these three sadhanas, if we tell you, then you will get surprised to know that the vindictive practices are the most successful. Because it is called the Kali Yuga or the materialistic era, not spiritual like the previous Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga. And that's why if you do the fulfillment of the ego, then you get the quick success without a doubt. But it is the momentary success. It does not stay with you for a longer time, but for that very moment, means to get sudden benefit, these practices are considered the best. That is why the fruit of the vindictive practices comes to be seen quicker, and the experiences and perceptions there too happen sooner and with sharpness. You get a quick success in these sadhanas, but the consequences of the future are not very good. But if we see as the immediate result, then these sadhanas are quick beneficial. Just like you take the allopathic medicine, it gives you quick benefit. But the Ayurveda cures you late, but it does not let you get any side effect. But if you take the allopathic medicine, then you will find a lot of side effects of it, as it does repair that sickness, but it ruins the other systems of your body without a doubt. So the sense of saying is that if you do the vindictive practices, then you get a quick success without a doubt, and get the perceptions and experiences too. If somebody wants to do the sadhana to take the experiences, then certainly by performing the vindictive practices, he will get them, whether it is the sadhana of any god, goddess, Gandharv, Kinara, Yaksh, ghost, ghoul, vampire, genie, etc. Lower the level you will do the sadhana of any power, the faster and much you will get the experience and perception. And you will even have the outright visitation of that power as well. You will just live as the king of this physical materialistic world with all sorts of fantastic masteries and powers in your pocket like a rocket, and do unbelievable, extraordinary, miraculous things which others cannot even imagine in their lives. And when you die, you will take birth in this damn blue planet again, as these sadhanas cannot give you the moksha, or even book a seat in the heaven as the moral and royal practices do with certainty. Let us come to the royal practices now. So, when the sadhanas are royal, then the rules, laws, and restriction get broken. We can have a variety of foods, drinks, etc. When the feelings and behavior is made like the kings, high kings, and a dream is made to become like them, and any sadhana is performed, then it is simply considered as the royal practice. And here the rules and laws we make for the fulfillment of our desires, and for the sadhanas, and if some little of the mistakes are made by us, even then they are considered valid. But you get to see the good fruit of the royal practices. For the common man, these sadhanas are considered the best among the three sadhana types we told you. Means if there is some common man, and he wants to perform the sadhana, then the royal practices are much beneficial for him in comparison with the moral or vindictive practices. It is because he wants to get the profit. But if some mistake is made by him, then in the royal practices the spell deity does not give him any punishment. This is why the importance of these practices increases here certainly. It is even told in the Guru Mantra that if you do not have the capacity to perform the moral practices, then you can go for the royal practices. One another benefit of doing the royal practices is that the doer of them surely attains the heavenly abode even if he has made mistakes. And as we already told you, we do not get the heaven in the vindictive practices. We should keep this thing in mind. So one should change the vindictive practices into the royal practices, and royal ones into the moral practices in the future. The benefit of the royal practices is that your desire does get fulfilled, mastery or siddhi is attained, but you have the attainment of the heaven. That is why oath should be taken that if you want to make any god or goddess happy, and you have a lot of rules, laws, and restrictions, your food and drink is like you cannot keep the purity all the time. If eating non-veg in the food is included in your manual, then in such conditions, you should take the oath of the royal practices only, not the moral ones. Let us come to the moral practices now. In these sadhanas, the regularity is very much strict. You have to stay pure with mind, speech, and deed in every way. From food to your ethics, means in everything you have to bring purity, and then you attain the mastery or siddhi. It takes you a long time in these sadhanas. Where the vindictive practices gets mastered quickly in a few days, royal practices gets mastered in a few months, while the moral practices take several years, like 10, 12, 15 years, etc. And they can even take a much longer time to get mastered. And that is why people perform the sattvic sadhanas or moral practices, but just in a few days, weeks, or months they get a change of the mind and quit them in the middle. But the best effect of the moral practices is that, before the death and after it, in both the conditions, man stays happy. He attains the moksha after death for sure, and if he wants, he gets the heaven light very easily. The pain and poverty gets finished in his life gradually. But it takes time. This is why who has patience and wants to do the sadhana for a longer time, only he performs the moral practice. When you perform the moral sadhana of any sort of otherworldly divine power, its effect is always auspicious. And it is even told that if you do the ghost, or ghoul, or vampire practice in the moral way, then even these three become the gentle demigods and give you the fruit accordingly. This is why the appearance you make of the sadhanas, in that way you receive the fruit reward of it. This is why a huge difference is seen in these three sadhana types. Even when we do the devotion, then it is also called the moral devotion, because it takes too much time in the moral devotion, like year and years doing the devotion, and the doer is considered as the moral practitioner. This is why, whatever way is suitable for you, you should perform the sadhanas in that way accordingly. So that's all for today. If you liked the video, then do write us your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button and share, and yes, be sure to subscribe. Make it go red to dark to stay updated with GVPI's all that amazing spiritual occult practice mastery worlds stuff that nobody told you till date. And you can send us all your material, spiritual, paranormal, and practice mastery world experiences and related queries in GVPI's official Gmail account, link in the description below. And you will also find GVPI's official Instagram page, link there. Be sure to follow up, tap the heart, and share with all your near and dear ones to spread all that spiritual love around the globe. All the queries and experiences will be read and answered, and solutions will be told publicly on YouTube. Information sent by the admin team of GVPI in the favor of all new seekers. Thank you, GVPI.